Hey there, ready to give your English a quick upgrade? Today, we're going to tackle something we all talk about, that daily trip to work. The goal is super simple. Let's make you sound way more natural when you chat about it. Let's dive right in.
You know that feeling when your English is technically correct, but it just doesn't sound quite right? Kind of stiff, especially for everyday stuff? Well, if you want to talk about your trip to work like a native speaker, you have come to the right place.
And we're not going to waste any time. We're keeping this super focused. In just the next few minutes, we're going to take 3 common phrases, the ones you probably learned from a textbook, and give them a serious fluency boost. Trust me, these small tweaks make a huge difference.
Okay, first things first. Let's talk about how you ask someone else about their journey. It's a super common conversation starter when you walk into the office in the morning. So you might be tempted to say something like this. And look, there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly understandable, and everyone will know exactly what you mean. But we can do better. We can make it sound just a little more natural, a little more conversational.
So here's the upgrade. It's super simple. Instead of go to work, just swap in the phrasal verb get to work. How do you get to work? So common. Now, if you want to ask about the experience, like, was it a nightmare? Was it easy? The absolute best question is, what's your commute like? See how that invites a much better story?
All right, moving on to our second upgrade. Let's flip the script. Now it's your turn to answer the question and talk about how long your trip is.
Okay, so again, this sentence is totally fine. It's grammatically perfect. But that phrase, my travel to work, it's just a little clue that you might be thinking in another language first. There's one single word that native speakers use here all the time.
And that magic word is commute. Using commute as a noun is the absolute key here. Just saying, my commute is about an hour. Boom, perfect. Another fantastic, totally natural way to say it is, it takes me an hour to get to work. Both are great.
Isn't it amazing how one little word can make such a big difference? A commute is simply that regular journey you take back and forth between your home and your job. Seriously, just getting comfortable with this one word will instantly level up your conversations about work.
Okay, let's hit our third and final upgrade for today. This one is all about the verbs we use when we're talking about public transport. Buses, trains, that kind of thing.
Now, you've probably seen the verb ride in your English books. And it's not wrong. You can ride a bus. But in everyday chat, there are a couple of other verbs that are way more common.
Your number one go-to verb here is take. I'm going to take the bus. Works for pretty much every situation. Another great one is catch. Now, catch is perfect when you're maybe in a bit of a rush or you have to meet a schedule. Like, oh no, I have to run and catch the 8:15 bus.
And there you have it, 3 easy upgrades. Let's do a super quick recap right now just to make sure all this stuff really sticks. Seeing it all side by side is the best way to lock it in.
Okay, so let's wrap it up. Instead of asking, how do you go to work? Try, how do you get to work? Or even better, what's your commute like? Instead of saying, my travel to work takes 1 hour, switch to, my commute is about an hour. Easy. And finally, instead of I will ride the bus, you'll sound much more natural saying, I'm going to take the bus, or I'm catching the bus. See? Super simple changes.
And that's a wrap. But remember, learning this is one thing. The real magic happens when you use it. So think about it for a second. Which one of these upgrades are you going to try first? Just pick one and make a plan to use it in your very next conversation in English. You've got this. Thanks so much for joining me.